In June, I published 23 articles on Medium.com, and I want to let you know if it was worth it and if I would do it again. For the last few months, I've been doing a set of 30-day challenges to develop skills and habits that I think are going to be good for my physical, mental, or emotional health. And I want to make these things that are very attainable, that are habits or actions that I could keep doing indefinitely. So in May, I called it Meditation May, and I challenged myself to do at least 5 minutes and not more than 15 minutes a day of meditation. And I did 29 out of the 31 days, and I think that was very successful. I did a video about it, and I'll link that here so that you can watch that one if you'd like to. And then in June, I picked my challenge as being writing and publishing on Medium.com every day. So I was supposed to write and publish 30 articles over the month of June. And as I said at the very beginning, what I ended up writing was 23. So right there, I can't really call that a success. I definitely did not write and publish every day. And I expected it to be challenging, but I did not expect it to be as difficult to accomplish as it was. If you're not familiar with Medium.com, it's kind of a blogging, magazine, writing platform. It's long form content. I've heard it called before YouTube for writers. The Medium membership is $5, so most of the articles are behind a paywall, and you pay that $5 and you can read as many of these as you want from as many different Medium authors as you want. And then writers who are part of the Medium Partner Program, they earn per read for what they've written and what you've read. So if you're a member, you pay your $5, and then it tracks how many people are reading and how long they spend reading each article, and then writers are paid accordingly. It used to be pretty profitable when I started writing in 2023. I typically made a couple $100s a month through 2024. And then there were some major platform changes. And in 2025, it just really went down to where writers weren't being paid much of anything. Also, when I was writing in 23 and 24, there were a lot of people writing about Medium and about writing. Writers on Medium was a huge tag, and that's where I had my biggest community with other writers. And we would make articles about Medium and about writing on Medium, and those actually earned pretty consistently well. And then Medium decided that they didn't want to encourage those kind of articles anymore, and so a lot of times they're not eligible to earn. And then as well, there was a big push to get rid of bots and scammy accounts, and a lot of legitimate authors got caught up in that and got kicked off the platform. And so for most of 2025, I didn't write at all. I think I wrote 17 articles in all of 2025. And I earned a few cents per month. And that's fine. You know, it wasn't a focus anymore once they'd made some of the changes that they made. But I found myself really missing it, and really missing the community of writers that I had formed there. And also, I felt like I was losing the ability that I had developed to organize my thoughts into long form content, and to take an idea and make it more than, you know, a quick thread, but to make it a fully formed, thought out idea. And I missed practicing those skills. And I missed writing. And of course, you don't have to publish to write, but I think for myself, and I think for a lot of people, we just kind of need that external validation that we're writing something. I write differently when I know that someone is going to be reading it, or when I think someone might read it anyways. And so I just really wanted to get back into developing those skills and to practicing writing long form content and practicing developing my ideas. And maybe I'm still not great at it, but that's what I wanted to do in the month of June. And so that's what I set out to try. So, all of that to say, from the basic goal of publish 30 articles in 30 days, I did not succeed. That was a failure. But from the goal of coming up with ideas better, developing those ideas, organizing my thoughts around an idea, that really, I felt that really come back over the month. And I think it was definitely a success on that level. The community aspect, unfortunately, was part that I missed the most. And there's only 2 people still on Medium that were part of what I felt like was my community. And I did gain some followers and gain some subscribers on Medium, but the interaction that there used to be there just wasn't there. And I missed that, and I wish that that had come back. But I'm hopeful that as I continue on, that that will be something that I find again or build again. And so I'm not giving up on that. Now, for the month of May, for my meditation, I said I'm absolutely continuing this because 5 minutes of meditation a day was transformative for me. And mostly I've continued that through June. Not every day of June did I meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, but more than I didn't. And so I've kept that one up. Will I be continuing writing on Medium going forward? Yes, I definitely will. I will not be trying to make 30 articles in 30 days. That pace of writing isn't sustainable for me, and it's not really in alignment with my goals for where I'm going to spend that much of my time and mental energy on doing articles. So I'm planning on setting my goal to be 20 per month. And I think that that's something that I can attain. That's most work days. And so I'm planning on writing and publishing basically Monday through Friday every week. And then if I miss a day here or there, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. So it's definitely something that I think I'm going to continue. I want to continue developing those skills and becoming a better writer and becoming better and more clear at communicating my thoughts and thinking an idea really all the way through, which isn't necessarily encouraged on a lot of social media. You know, you just have these quick takes and there's a lack of context and a lack of nuance, and it gets kind of exhausting. And I think it leaves our conversations really shallow. And so I'm excited to be back on Medium and to be exploring ideas more fully and with a lot more thoughtfulness and context in those. So I will be continuing on. If you are a Medium member, I'm going to put my link for Medium in the description below. And if you're a Medium member, I would love to connect with you there. I would love to actually be a writing community there where I will read your articles and comment on them, and I want to interact so that we can make each other better and that we can increase those abilities that I think if you're on Medium, you're probably trying to develop yourself as a writer and as a thinker. And I would love to connect with other people who are doing that. Oh, I forgot. Do I suggest Medium as a side hustle? I do not. At one point I did, and now I do not. Over the month of June, those 23 articles, I earned $9.84, I believe. $9.80 something. You have to get to $10 to get the payout. I do have a few cents rolled over, so I actually did make the $10 to get a payout for June, which is great. I'm not going to turn down my $10 and a few cents. But this is not a side hustle. This is not a way that you're going to make a bunch of money. This is a way to develop your skills, and maybe something else comes out of it later as you become a better writer and a better thinker and a better communicator. But it's not going to be a quick turnaround. You're not going to be getting fat checks from Medium. if I'm wrong about that and there's somebody watching this video that's like, oh, actually, I do get fat checks from Medium, I would love to hear from you and hear what you're doing, because I'm making a few cents per article, but that's okay. That still meets my goals and what I'm trying to do. So again, if you're on Medium, I'd love to connect with you. And this month, July, my 30-day challenge is singing, which is way out of my comfort zone. I do not have a good singing voice. I don't intend to share my singing with you, but I read about how it's supposed to be good for us, that humans evolved singing like constantly. We're supposed to sing while we work as a way of regulating and as a way of communicating, and we really don't do that. Since I have not been active in church over the last decade, I don't think I really sing at all. And, because partially it's embarrassing. Like, I'm not a good singer. I don't have a good singing voice, and nobody wants to hear that. And believe me, I've been told that. So I'm embarrassed to sing. Well, we went to a concert a few weeks ago, and I felt like I could sing along there to some of my favorite songs because it was so loud and everybody else was singing and nobody could really hear me. And it felt really good. And I want to have a bit more of that. And I miss singing. I miss singing the hymns that I grew up with. So that's what I'm doing every day for July. My goal is to sing a song. And on Medium, I'm going to be writing about both my experience with that and what I find as I try to dive into some research on the potential health benefits, both physical and mental, of singing. And I think that it's probably something that's really important that we've let go of. Like a lot of artistic expression that we think is only for the super talented or only for the people that can make their living off of it. And it's not. Art and beauty and creativity and self-expression is and should be for every one of us. It's our human birthright. I believe with my whole heart that that's true. And so challenging myself to sing a song out loud at full volume every day is part of me reclaiming my full humanity. Because I think that our society has worn that down a little bit. And it's mine, and this is my voice, and I'm going to take up space with it. So that's my rundown of medium.com. That's my rundown of my June 30-day challenge and what I'm setting out to do for July. I hope that you'll join me again. And if you're on Medium, I hope you'll look me up there. If you have any questions about that, I would love to answer them in the comments. As well, if you have favorite songs to sing, please let me know. A friend of mine did suggest that I download the Star Maker app, and it looks fantastic. So I'm on there now, and I'm going to be using that because it turns out that I don't know the lyrics to like any songs. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. And I'd also love to know about any 30-day challenges that you have done or are doing, and how you've found that experience, how that's helped you grow and maybe learn more about yourself and develop some healthy habits. So thank you so much for joining me. I always say that this YouTube channel has been such a big dream of mine, and I've wanted to do this for so many years, and now I finally get to do it. And it's partially because of you here supporting me with your time. And I know you have so many other things you could be doing with your time, but you're spending it here with me and my 30-day challenges. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. And I appreciate you, and you matter. I need you to hear that real quick. I know that's not the point of this video, but if nobody is telling you that in your life right now, I need you to hear it from me. You matter. You, just the way you are right now. And you're worthy of good things, okay? Just because you're a human being. You matter, and you're worthy. And I'm proud of you. Even if all you're doing right now is surviving, I am so proud of you. you keep going, okay? And I will see you next time. If you enjoy this kind of content, or if you enjoy small business content, I hope you'll give me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you again in the future. Bye.